Excited to get back in the game week. We had a good week last week, just fundamentally getting better. Had a chance to work on ourselves and obviously get ahead on Vandy. We're looking to play better. Vandy's playing better and better each week, so we'll have our hands full and excited to get back at it.
Mark, you mentioned kick coverage, something that needed to be cleaned up last week.
Yeah.
They returned 2 kickoffs and touchdowns on Saturday.
I noticed that. Yeah, that's he's a very good player, and they get a good return, good scheme. So we'll have our hands full. We're going to go to work on that today again.
Mark, what do you see specifically about Vandy? You said they're getting better week to week. What do you see?
Well, I thought they played with great energy this past week. You could just see the excitement. They played hard. They're getting better and better, playing more confident.
You said you'd probably not like the bye week where it was in hindsight, but were you guys able to heal up from some of those injuries, maybe work on some things?
Yeah, it did. It always helps. You know, just with injuries alone, a lot of bumps and bruises, and also just fundamentally. I talked about that the last time. We need to get better, so we use that time to improve in certain areas.
How do you guys maintain sort of the momentum you had through that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a challenge over the weekend. Obviously, the players had some time off. Coaches were out on the road recruiting. So we got to get back at it today and get that energy back up. But we had a good, solid week last week.
Any update on Zach West?
Zach's getting better. He's improving. We'll see. I think we're going to put him through some things today. So we have a chance to be close to 100%. Zach West and Badette still would be the question marks. I think both of them have a chance to play.
When you watch that Vandy game, were you surprised at all at how well? I mean, they looked not as good in the first couple of games, and they played South Carolina pretty well.
Yeah, they played very well. You could just see, like I said, their excitement. They were playing extremely hard. You could see they're a team that's building each week a few new wrinkles, fundamentally getting better. So they do some good things. Very well coached. Like I said in the opening statement, we'll have to play better. We'd like to continue to build on some of the good things that we've been doing and try to clean up some of the mistakes.
What are some of the things that sort of Stanford-style offense? What are some of the issues that matchup-wise for you guys?
Yeah, it's a challenge. I tell you, I go back to my time at Arizona and just the great respect that I had for the Stanford program. Very fundamentally sound, very tough at the core of who they are. And they do a lot of creative things with big sets. And that was helpful for them against South Carolina. You could see they're starting to build more and more into their package. So they create some real problems with the run and the pass from big sets. And it's that's really new now because not too many people are doing it. So
you know how hard it can be to get anything going offensively when you don't really have a quarterback or have a one. How much difference do you think that makes for them as they maybe seem to have found one?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who goes for them. I think you could see some real talent in the freshman. A guy that we knew from St. Thomas High School, very good football player, great program. So he's going to be a special player. And their older guys are good players too. 17 didn't play as much, but they're good players. I'm not sure if their starter will be cleared or not, or if he's healthy. But it doesn't matter. Their offense doesn't change much.
Mark, when you see teams like Missouri lose to Indiana, Mississippi State go to LSU and win, what does that tell you about the current state of the conference?
Well, I guess nothing really surprised you. It's a tough conference. We're all of us go through our ups and downs. The key is to try to win when you're not playing great, when you're not at your best. But crazy things happen every Saturday.
How much time do you actually spend, for lack of a better word, channel surfing, or do you just focus in on Vandy? Given this past week?
I had to go on the road and recruit on Saturday, so didn't get to see as many games as I would normally. I do like to watch some college football like any coach on an off week, but had to go recruit, so cut into the channel surfing time.
Mark, how do you feel your tight ends are playing? Do you want them more involved in offense?
Yeah, we need to play better. I tell you, we missed a few blocks the past couple weeks on some things where we had some big plays. you know, we need to be more consistent there. Sure, we'd like to get them the football every now and then, but we also need them to block and do some things to help on the perimeter.
We've asked you about some of these, you know, ugly historical stats and streaks and things that you weren't around for and had nothing to do with, but having been here for 9 of these 17 straight SEC losses, how, as you're building the program, how significant is it to punch through something like that?
Yeah, it's important. It sure is. I mean, we'd sure like to get one, that's for sure. We work extremely hard each week to go out and put ourselves in a position to win. As I said after the last game, I was proud of the effort, and I felt like if we keep on giving ourselves chances like that to win, then we'll get some wins.
How do you feel about not being the underdog for a change?
Yeah, I don't pay much attention to it, but you know, we certainly need to be a team that's very hungry. I think our team has played that way this year. We need to stay that way, and just like, you know, the previous question there, I mean, it's important to go out and get this victory, and you know, it's the next game on the schedule, so it's the most important one, and you know, we'll be excited to play.
When you talk about close to 100%, where's Montgomery in that?
He's getting close. He's getting close as well. He's not far off. He needs a little bit more strength in his leg, and he's you know, the injury itself is healed up and ready to go. We're working on some strength in his quad, and so he's very close. He wants to go.
How valuable was that off week for Blue? Just trying to.
It was good. It was good because we were able to push him hard, and you know, prior to the last game, the Florida game, he didn't have much practice, so you know, he was somewhat ineffective for him. So last week we were able to push him, get him in shape, run a bunch of plays, and he held up just fine. So he should be healthy and ready to go.
You said last week that you were getting an extended look at some of those freshmen who aren't playing. Did any of those guys stand out?
Well, we like the whole group. Really feel good about the whole freshman class. There's a lot of good football players in there. You know, all those D linemen that are redshirt and are good players. So.
When you look at the league and the high-scoring offenses that we've seen the last weekend, does it make it tougher for defenses to prepare for those type of offenses? It's
always tough. It is. You see many different styles in this league and in college football. So it's always a challenge. Each team, you know, generally has a little unique sets and different wrinkles that they'll throw at you. You see that with Vandy. As I said, a program that, you know, Coach Mason's just getting started, and you see the new wrinkles week to week. You never know what that's going to be, but they're building more and more. And this week, it'll be the difference will be you don't see as many big sets, like I just said, with extra tackles in the game, extra tight ends, and they're very creative with what they do in their big personnel.
Does it change how you approach your defense? Well,
yeah, it definitely changes. You have to work out all the kinks and all the details from what they do. You can see they got some good mileage out of those sets this past week versus South Carolina. Really kept them off balance, ran it effective, hit some good play actions off of it.
In the preseason, you called Swindle the unquestioned leader of your offense. As he's played better and better, Patrick Tolles is your quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Patrick's been a very good leader for us. He's been very solid, very vocal, and players have a lot of trust in him.
Speaking of Jordan, what's been going on with the illegal procedure?
He's just getting a little antsy. He's just got to set in there and settle down. He's you know, getting too excited and getting too antsy, and he's just got to settle in. He'll be okay.
On defensively, how much better are your players now in understanding your concepts and executing those concepts, and how close are they to where you want them to be?
Yeah, I think we're much further along, obviously, than any time I've been here. We've been a work in progress. I think the players are getting more and more comfortable. They're getting more and more confident, and you know, at some point, you know, with you know, we've talked about it before, with what we're doing and how much we're doing and how many wrinkles we put in each week. There's always some carryover, and I think the players are starting to to understand things better and carry things over from week to week, and carry over certain plays and play actions, boots, things like that, where they're starting to play with more instincts.
Talked a lot on defense about you guys playing more and more physical. How close are they to getting to where you want them to be?
Yeah, I think we've the guys have been, really solid up front for the most part. As I said, a week ago, we need to play a little bit better at the second level and the third level with our support from the linebacker position and from the secondary.
What kind of week of practice is Boone or did Boone have after Florida?
He had a good week. It was good to get him in the fold, and we got to continue to get him some touches. We feel good about a lot of those running backs, just like McKell. Just got to continue to find ways to get those guys the ball some. It'll be good to have Braylon back full strength.
Looked like he kind of gimped off at one point.
Yeah, he's fine.
At the end of, or late in that Florida game, was that off week?
He was good. The off week was good, but he was out there all week, so it was good to get him back running the ball and getting him conditioned as well.
Marty, the way you guys performed in Florida was kind of the talk of the town. Everybody was proud and all that. I know the players weren't satisfied after the game. In terms of coming off that game and looking ahead at Vandy, are they mentally where you hope they'd be?
We were very good all week. We had a good solid week. We had good energy. We talked about it last Monday and really all week, just to do more, prepare better, do more, be more effective in what we're doing, and get things cleaned up. We'll see where we're at this week. They had the weekend off, so I'll be anxious to get with them here this afternoon and start our preparation for a game week.
How did that game affect them mentally? Do you sense that they're hungrier now, that they got a sort of taste of it?
I do. I felt like we were hungry. I felt like they were very hungry this past week. Like I said, we better keep that same energy this week as we prepare for Vandy.
When you say that you need to get better on the second level and even the third level defensively, are you talking primarily in the run game or
yeah,
the pass as well?
Run game primarily.
What are those fundamental things that
they are. A lot of them are fundamental things and instinctual things, and we just need to be we need to be stronger, firmer in our fits and in our tackles and in our second level support.
Were the recruiting vibes while you and your coaches were out any different this weekend after what happened down in Florida than they had been?
I do think it's important for us to show progress. I've never hid from that. I don't define that all the time with wins and losses. We know how important wins are. But I think there was a positive vibe out there that the recruits know we're getting better, and they see it.
How does Ryan Timmons bounce back from the late drop against Florida?
He'll be fine. He'll be good. He's responded every time we, get him corrected, challenge him. He's a big play guy that does a lot of good things for us. He needs to do them all the time. He needs to do them when the game's on the line, and he will. That's why we work to get him the football.
Speaking of those receivers, to this point, it seems like it's a different guy, receiver that kind of steps up and
Yeah.
has a good game in the first 3 weeks. Do you like that? Gives you options?
Yeah.
Or do you like that?
We definitely do. You got to continue to develop the whole group, and each guy is, you're right, taking a game and made some big plays when we needed them. So, we need to, put it all together and play consistent each week.
Coach Ansley said every guy that's played in the secondary has had a situation like Fred Tiller had, where they think the ball's coming to them.
Yeah.
And they've got he named off when his happened in his college career. Did you have one in your college career?
No. I had one. I remember one. Just I bobbled it about 3 times. I had an easy pick for a touchdown, and I batted it to myself about 3 or 4 times. But maybe I just wasn't fast enough to run it in. I don't know. But I got caught. It was against Kansas State a long time ago. Yeah.
Are those the ones you learned from? I mean, he said Tiller's never going to forget that one.
Yeah. No, he won't ever forget that. It's just one of those things. He just took his eye off the ball too quick and probably got a little excited, thought he could score, and just need to make the play. He'll be fine.
How good is their nose tackle?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's made some good plays against us a year ago, and continues to play well. And Butler as well. I was thinking of Butler, but yeah, both of those guys 69 and 55. They're both active players. Very good linebacker. It's a good player. Blitz as well, and instinctual player. So they're pretty stout up front. They're good against the run. They create a lot of negative yardage plays, and again, very well coached.
When a team is as young as Vanderbilt is, I think they have 31 freshmen that have played. Is the goal to rattle them the way that teams maybe try to do that to you guys?
Well, I think it's important for us just to kind of do what we do. We've emphasized we've wanted to start the season fast. We want to start each game fast. We this past week we didn't start exactly fast, but we weathered the storm early too in a hostile environment, in a tough environment. We didn't let them jump on us and start fast like happened to us sometimes last year on the road. So I thought our players handled that adversity very well. We're at home. In a comfortable environment, so we need to do what we do, continue to improve, and try to start fast.
The university's taking some steps to try to move some tickets, some upper level tickets, that sort of thing. How much would it mean to you guys just to have that kind of atmosphere?
I think it'll be very important. I certainly appreciate, as I've mentioned in previous press conferences, the people that come out and support us through a tough time in a rebuild. We feel like we're on the way. We're trying to do our part, and greatly appreciate the great support that we do get and the loyal fans that we have. It's our stadium's torn up right now, unfortunately. So we have to all endure that for this year. But looking forward to a great environment at home.
When it comes to recruiting players with the offense you have, how easy was it to sell your offense to those recruits?
I think they like that. They like the offense. They see it. They do the numbers, and they know we like to run quite a few plays and distribute the football. So it definitely helps.
How well do you know Derek Mason?
I know him just from our meetings and things, but certainly watched him from afar, from one defensive guy to another, and the great work that he did at Stanford. So I have a lot of respect for him and what they do.
What about Carl Durrell?
I know Carl from our days at Arizona and UCLA, and again, great person, very good coach, and so he's got a lot of experience, and he's you could see the improvement. Like I said, you certainly saw it this past week, and fundamentally they're going to be extremely well coached and put in a position to be successful.
Coach, your kids, you look up to the NFL guys obviously a lot. There's been a lot of things going on in the league right now. Have you been able to use some of that as teaching moments, helping them learn at this age?
We do. We certainly have an abundance of meetings and educational meetings prior to the season. During an off week, and we do try to address certain things again, and just remind them. How that goes. I mean, you could have those kind of meetings every day, just to put it in their mind. And but knock on wood, our players have been very good, and we're not perfect, but I think they've been really trying to embrace the leadership and do the right things, and I think you're starting to see that carry over from off the field actions to on the field.